Hey, good morning, Facebook land. Happy holidays. We hope that you had a great holiday yesterday. For those that celebrate Christmas, happy Hanukkah, and hope that you are healthy and well. And of course, as always, practicing or keeping your immune system prime, as we say. I'm again here with Dr. Sandra Wells, and we wanted to follow up one more time with our program that we're actually starting in January 3rd to April 3rd. So welcome, Dr. Wells. How was your holidays yesterday?
It was awesome. It got a little cold here in North Carolina, so temperature dropped dramatically, but had a wonderful time with family. So thanks for asking.
Awesome. That's great. So for those of you who have been watching, if you're catching us live, let us know in the comments where you're coming in from. And if you're going to catch us on the replay, definitely let us know and we'll circle around with you. But for the past 2 years, this B3 body pack program has been under scientific research, and they've been gathering the data, only providing more valuable information to really understanding what's going on in our body from a metabolic perspective. And I've been learning this over the last 2 years, and we're finding out that other diets are not really addressing some of the key features which we are at the gut level with regards to gut integrity and the gut environment, which is sending signals out into your body, taking you into either a really good direction or a bad direction when it comes to metabolic endotoxemia. All right. And this is why so many diet programs out there just don't work. So how has 2020 really impacted your health this year? People are stressed to the max. Eating habits are horrific. There's been a lot of weight gain, depression, anxiety, as in all of the time high, and people are they just don't know what to do. So we've been testing this solution for 2 years, and guess what? We just found out that diets really don't work, and the science is proving this as we're going on today. And the key is to really unlocking your metabolism and boosting your immune system. So Dr. Wells and I are putting together a group of people who are interested in taking a look and improving their health in 2021, because the modern undiet solution to fuel a healthy lifestyle is not really your fault. It really is your metabolism. And this is what we're going to be teaching. And this is something that allowed me to reverse, for me to lose 60 pounds, reverse my type 2 diabetes, come off of 5 medication, and reduce my 10 plus stress and anxiety to a 1, and completely eliminate my depression, which I've been blessed to be part of. And it's been a really wonderful holistic lifestyle journey for me. And last thing here is that it's allowed me to gather back my psychological vigor, which you're going to be hearing a lot more about, which is your physical performance or physical energy, mental acuity, and emotional well-being. So with that, Dr. Wells is going to be actually interviewing me today.
All right, Jeffrey. So Jeffrey was part of the B3 project that evaluated the results of these products that we are talking about, this body-brain biome, and we are just gathering more and more information every day on the importance of what's going on in our gut with the microbiome. It's kind of like our central processing unit. It can turn on and turn off so many things. And we know by taking care of that we can affect our metabolism. And so many people, as you said, have been on diets and they feel like, I've failed, it's my fault. So Jeffrey, tell me a little bit about your story. Had you tried diets before? What was your experience before you started the B3?
Sure. I tried diets. Being type 2 diabetic in my 40s and 50s, my weight fluctuated up and down. The highest I got was about, I think it was 229, almost 230 pounds. And I used to be 140 pretty much most of my life, 20s and 30s. And then once I hit 40, things started to change. And that's when the pre-diabetes and then diabetes diagnosis came in. So yeah, there was a couple of diets, the Atkins diet. I did try Weight Watchers, but didn't really succeed with that. And I don't know if I gave it enough time, but worked with a couple of different health coaches throughout the years, and really found out that a couple of different things had come to fruition for me in regards to blood type. I learned about my blood type, which is O positive. And there's science behind the blood type and what you eat from that perspective. So learning all those different nuances from different people was a lot of information, but I just couldn't keep it under control. And of course, I will be 100% transparent. There were times that I just, with the depression and the anxiety, I just, kind of said, okay, fine. It is what it is.
Right.
And that's kind of my roller coaster for about 20 years.
And how did you first get involved with the B3 project?
So I actually was introduced to the Holistic Mental Wellness Company, and they were just putting together a pilot project for the B3 program, and I was introduced to it in late October. Actually, I came on board in October 18th, the day before my birthday, and the end of October, I was reached out to and said, "Hey, we're doing this program. Would you be interested?" I said, "Absolutely. Let's go for it." So November and December was the 2 months that I was on it. And it was at a really awkward time because I was on vacation for 2 weeks, Dominican Republic for a week, and then on a cruise for a week. So it was a tug of war for that time.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, so the project involves, like you said, supplementation, exercise, nutrition, stress management, and then we evaluate. So it's called the SENSE program. What was the easiest part of this program for you?
The easiest part of the program was really taking the supplementation and learning about the microbiome. That was the easiest, and I had two difficult aspects of it. So,
all right. Well, and that's my next. So, what did you find most difficult, or was anything difficult about the program?
So for me, it was the exercise was the first most difficult because, and being an ex-dancer in New York City, I was always fit. I went to the gym 5-6 days a week. I found exercise was the hardest for me because I hadn't exercised in many, many years, being caught into corporate America and working 60, 70, 80 hours a week. However, so that was the first thing. And then the nutrition was a whole change for me in regards to the program. But let me go back to exercise. And the exercise really, I want to say the first month was the most difficult. I was just in 15 minutes, I was huffing and puffing on my bicycle and just couldn't do it. So, but the catalyst to that was the image of my father, his sister, and his youngest brother, who all passed away from type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and my father did have an amputation. So that really got me going on the exercise aspect of it. And, today I'm up to riding almost an hour a day in regards to doing the exercise. And in regards to nutrition, I through my discoveries in regards to eating, I ended up going plant-based I started the program officially really for myself in January. I really started dedicating myself, learning about the microbiome in January of 2019. And during that first 2 months is when I decided, I've got to go plant-based, and getting the proper nutrients from plants was the best thing for me, which allowed me to, reduce the weight on top of the exercise. And that's, when I talk about this with other people, I really stress that this program is inclusive. It's supplementation, exercise, nutrition, and stress management. And for me, I found that I didn't do enough stress management, but have incorporated that after the fact, and realized that it's an important component to overall well-being physically and mentally.
Yes, and I would agree. I think so many of the other diet programs just focus just on what you put in your mouth and maybe a little bit of exercise, but I really feel like that the stress management piece is key. Sleep,
Yeah.
everything, it fits together, and we know that how stress affects our cortisol, which makes us retain belly fat.
Right.
So I do like that this program is very comprehensive. It's using cutting edge science about what we know about the microbiome, and it's not real difficult. It's like you said, it's taking the supplements, exercising. So some people, when you say the word exercise, it can bring up anxiety. It can bring
Yeah.
up, I don't want to do that. And what I want to share with people is just find something you like to do that you get. It doesn't have, like you said, you started off with 15 minutes.
Right.
It doesn't have to, you're not running a marathon tomorrow. So sometimes I feel like people put too much stress on themselves.
Yeah.
And it's got to be fun. You don't want it to be, you don't want to, we're trying to manage the stress, so you don't want to make it more stressful.
Exactly. The
Yeah.
other thing too, Sandra, is that you can walk. Just do a walk, a daily
Yeah.
walk, which is fine.
Mm-hmm.
Because I do that as well, on top of riding the bicycle and then walking.
Mm-hmm.
This year, the 2021, I've decided I want to go to the gym. I do want to do muscle toning to really tone those muscles so I can support my frame, because I'm 66 years old. And as we know, as we get older, if we're not working those muscles, we're going to lose that strength, and which is easy for bone breakage if you fall.
Right. My next question is about the wonderful results you had about getting off your medications. Did you work with your doctor in getting off of those, or was it something you just, that you kind of played around with yourself?
So that's a really great question. So it was a combination of both, but I'm going to say probably 75%. I came off of the medications because my blood stabilized and my A1C was at a consistent level of non-diabetic. And my doctor actually wanted to put me on another medication. And I actually started it for about 4 weeks, and I was doing some deep dives on it. And the side effects from that medication was a lot more severe than the other medications that I was on. So having a 5.3 A1C means that you're non-diabetic, and I was watching and monitoring my blood on a daily basis. So I felt at that time it wasn't necessary to be on the medication, but I don't recommend that for everybody because unfortunately, this doctor that I was attending and my husband actually was really pushed the pharmaceutical aspect of it. And unfortunately, she told me not to come back afterwards. So I'm with a new doctor now.
Right. Yeah. And I think what you had to say is very important. You want to find somebody you can work with and realize that as you start to heal your body, you can start to wean off medications, but
Right.
you were checking your blood sugar. You knew what your levels were. It's definitely something you just don't do overnight.
No.
But as you improve your health, there are changes that you can make, and finding a doctor or other healthcare provider that's going to work with you to help you manage those changes is key.
Absolutely. And in working with your doctor, I told this original doctor that I wanted to reverse my type 2 diabetes. Well, in essence, I said I want to get my A1C down to 5.0, which is non-diabetic. Her response was, "Why do you want to do that?" So that threw the red flag. And I said that, I'm going to take control, and this is where we take control of our own health. And that was a huge wake-up call for me in regards to really being persistent in getting my health back into a good state. I'm working on other things. Yes, there's other things going on. I'm 66, but that's the key, is understand what your body's doing and look into it. And that's what I've done in the last 2 years, not having to rely on the doctors and these natural solutions. It always says check with your physician before you start taking them. And our physicians don't know anything about plant-based protocols. So that's a catch-22 for me. But I seek other resources in regards to asking questions and getting information from the medical perspective.
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. So very, very, very good points. And I love that you shared that story, because some doctors really aren't educated in how to get people off and understanding about supplementation. And hopefully they realize things are coming down the pipeline, and this is the way. We need to be more preventative in trying to keep people from getting on as many medications.
Right.
So that, I mean, I love your success story, Jeffrey. And and like you said, we have to take back our power. We know our bodies better than anybody else, better than a doctor does. We're the ones giving them the symptoms. So it's really tuning in and paying attention to what's going on and what changes you're making. You can even keep a diary. Sometimes you may not remember. But just knowing that when you start to make small incremental changes consistently,
right,
it can have long-term lasting effects.
Yeah, and what I've really realized, Dr. Wells, is that when we start feeding our body the right protocols, when we're feeding it non chemically preservative foods and pharmaceuticals. I'm not knocking pharmaceuticals, because there is a need for them at times, but it's not a long-term solution. Your body really responds quite rapidly. And that's what I have found in my journey, is that I'm getting more strength. I'm getting more or reduced brain fog. In fact, I have no more brain fog. I can't believe how much clearer I'm thinking and having more energy. So it's all about understanding what your body is all about and what we need to feed this body temple is the approach that I've been taking in regards to myself, and then teaching other people as well.
Absolutely. It's a holistic approach, and it's bringing it all together.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, I think those were my biggest questions for you. So we can talk a little bit more about what the program that we're going to offer entails.
Sure. So let me bring on the screen here. We'll go through this really quickly. This is, again, the Body Brain Biome, and we're going to be teaching this. It's a 13-week course, and we're going to be breaking this down into different segments. And here is the schedule. And the schedule between now and December 28th. December 28th, we'll give you till the 30th, but it's best if those are interested in coming on board with Dr. Wells and I, get positioned by the 28th, but we will take latecomers who see this after the fact. And, we'll go through an overview. We'll talk about biome and diet quality, epidemic of epidemics, brain, body, and what to do, stress, sleep, exercise, nutrition, and supplementation. And the thing is that our coaching comes, it's all free. We want to educate people. We want to help people. And we want to really get them informed about what this microbiome is all about, because bottom line is microbiome is the science that's disrupting the health and wellness industry today. And the science is proving it. We're going to show that to you during this course. Okay. And here's a high level, view. You're going to get this package here. It actually, for those who join by the end of this month, get a $75 off. And it's $199 for the first month, and then it goes up to the $274, which is the typical price for the month 2 and month 3. We're going to be talking about say goodbye to yo-yo dieting, okay? And then the big thing here is that those who sign on, by the end of this year, 2020, you're going to get about $325 worth of free product. You also get access to our platform of programs. There's over 80 videos in regards to exercise and nutrition and stress management. And those are really, really invaluable. So with that, that is the highlight of the program. And let me get that off there. Okay. And we'll open it up to questions for people who are joining us. We got somebody from, I think, Hawaii. We've got Aloha Jeffrey Berger. So there was a link that would have linked your name into it. So thank you for joining us. And then he said, aloha, may I chime in, my friend? And then we got some claps, so that's great. And I want to hop up my brother Jeffrey from Canada. He was actually on the other day as well. And then Diana Lee Nelson. So anybody out there, if you've got any questions, let us know in the chat box. Otherwise, we will, we can circle around with you afterwards. We are already up to the 20 minutes, and I said we wouldn't go over 20 minutes. So I want to respect everybody's time here. Wishing you all a great Saturday and Sunday. And Dr. Wells, thank you very much for coming on board. And the other thing I wanted to mention too is that the participants of this, the event, this 13 event that we're going to be doing, you will be placed into a private Facebook chat. Okay. And then every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is our accountability call. We check in. How are things going? What's, any questions on the materials that we're sending? Because each week you're going to get a video and a presentation and private coaching from Dr. Wells and myself. Okay, and here we have, here we go. It's Hilfron Cindy at Jensen Beach, Florida. Well, thanks for joining us, Hilfron. We'll circle around with you definitely after we close here. So with that, let's see. Okay, so she says, private message me for information, and we'll get on top of that for sure. All right, very good. Well, thank you, Dr. Wells. Enjoy your weekend, and I know you just got off of a shift, so it's time for you to go to bed.
Thanks, Jeffrey.
Thanks very much, everybody. Have a good one. We'll see you in the chat, and we'll see you on the other side.